Hey everyone, this is Mark.
And I'm Barbara.
And we are Wiki Design.
And today we are answering a question that we get asked all of the time. How do I rank in Google? It's something that everybody wants to do and people are really confused about.
Yes, this is a topic that, of course, cannot be covered in this short video, but we have narrowed it down to 3 main things that you need to focus on to get listed inside of Google. Now, I'm going to show you some examples right here where tons of different blogs and websites will talk about all these things that you need to do to rank in Google, top 25 things to do, top 50, top 100. Just your head is going to explode if you try to read this stuff and comprehend it.
It's too much.
It's way too much information.
Too complicated, and one blog will tell you one thing, another blog will tell you to focus on another thing, and you're just left with like, what do I do?
Most of the time this stuff is outdated anyway, so we're here to tell you if you focus on these 3 main topics, you're way ahead of your competition.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. The first thing that you need to focus on is your brand. Branding is really important, and especially if you want to rank in Google. You have to have a solid brand. There's really no other way around it. You need to get really clear on the person that you're targeting and what they are looking for. And you need to make sure that what you're delivering is actually going to help them, actually going to answer their questions, and actually going to be what they want. Branding is a really important part of SEO, and if you don't have a solid brand, you're not going to rank.
Yeah. And I would say you need to make sure that you stay in your lane. Don't try to compete against major brands because you're going to lose.
You're not going to rank if you're a coffee company.
Yeah.
You're not going to outrank Starbucks. Like, you're not going to do it. They're a huge brand. But if you're a local coffee company, try to rank in your local area. That's what you're going to rank for because people are interested in the local companies rather than the Starbuckses. So that's your lane. That's where you need to focus your time on, not trying to beat Starbucks.
Yeah. And branding, we're doing this in order. Branding is the most important thing when it comes to your SEO. You may not think that it matters. It is the most important thing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, people need to feel a connection to you in order to buy from you. So really, a lot of SEO is just connecting with customers because you can rank all day for things, but if people aren't responding well to what you have to say, then it really doesn't matter. What you want is sales. You don't want Google rankings. That's really not going to do anything unless the sales are coming. Now, the second thing that you need to focus on if you want to rank in Google is your website design. So I mentioned before that you want to stay in your lane and focus on the things that your customers want. If you're doing that and people are going to your website and it doesn't look professional, it looks a little shady, doesn't look very good, people are not going to buy from you. It's as simple as that. You need to look professional. If people go to your website and they're like, I don't know about this doesn't look that great, they're gonna go somewhere else. It's really important to make sure you look as professional as possible.
If you don't focus on the design of your website, Google is gonna definitely take notice. They have AI technology that is, whenever they crawl your website, they can tell the difference between a crappy website and a professional website. So when we go back to mentioning these other blogs that talk about how to rank in SEO, I bet none of them are talking about AI because they're outdated. AI is a new thing that Google is definitely pushing and moving forward. If you
Design matters.
Design matters. At the end of the day, you can keyword stuff. You can do all this old school SEO stuff.
It's not going to be as effective.
Yes. If at this point
you don't have a good design.
Yeah, if at this point you don't have good design or good branding, you could just call it quits.
Yeah. So things that you need to focus on when it comes to your design, you want to make sure that things are readable, things look good on a mobile device. People are looking at your website on their phone, so you want to make sure things look the right way. It makes sense. It's not cluttered. There's not navigation and elements everywhere. These are all design elements that really Google does take into consideration when ranking you. So design is important.
The last one is technical SEO. Now this is up my alley because I am a nerd and I love this type of stuff. She hates it. She loves the design and the branding. I love the back-end server stuff. So when we talk about technical, what we mean is you got to have a really good understanding of how your website is functioning on the back end, meaning how your server's set up, how on WordPress, most likely how WordPress is set up. All these moving components, you got to make sure you understand what's going on. And
make sure that it's up to date and optimized so that Google likes it.
Yes, because when Google crawls your website, they do go down some sort of list and they look at how big your brand is. They can look at design. And then the technical is where it gets massive, where nobody knows the secret number, but they're estimating over 200 different technical metrics that Google is looking at when they look at your website. So we have a really good SEO audit that I offer where I look at tons of these different things for you and kind of just give you an idea of, what can be fixed on your website. Because like I said, unless you invest tons and tons of hours into this, you're never going to fully understand the technical part of it. So we can definitely help out on that.
Yeah. Some of the things that we look for in a technical audit are things like accessibility, image optimization, your site load time. These are all really important factors, but there's tons of different factors, but I would say that those are probably like three of the important big ones. And we do have some video resources that kind of go over some of this stuff. If you want to look at that and learn more about it, we'll put a link to those videos down below. So if you need help with your brand, if you need help with your website design, or you need help with this technical component of your website, we can definitely help you out with all three of those things. Just reach out to us. We'd love to take a look at what you have and help you get to a place where you have a solid foundation for your website moving forward. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. Bye.